You think that building a team maybe equals success? I'm sorry to say, but that's not at all what gives you success in this business. Success is gained in this business from doing deals and doing them efficiently, figuring out the most efficient ways to do deals.
What is the secret sauce to talking to homeowners?
Listening, active listening. That's it. And a reason of why they want to sell.
When it comes to scaling a company, right, it's all about having the right systems, the right processes in place, and then the right people, right, in the right seats. How it is that you actually bring someone on for, like, let's say a lead manager.
We used to teach them like what wholesaling was, what a transaction is, how to do a whole wholesale transaction, what transactions does, what dispo does, all this other stuff. None of that matters. When somebody comes on now, if you're going to be a lead manager, all you need to know is our script and how to talk to sellers. That's all you need to know. So we just do an intensive training. We brainwash them with our script. But when they come in, they have to write our script every single day, 5 times by hand. It's an intensive training for literally for the first 30 days.
What do you think took you from 2 million to 3? What things did you do differently to be able to push past that barrier?
Today, I'm very excited to introduce a very good friend and entrepreneur, J.R. Reed. J.R. Reed talks about how he has scaled a wholesaling company that is on track to do over $3 million in revenue this year. That did not come by chance. J.R. Reed is a sales expert. He has mastered the art of closing deals using the Sandler Call System. One of the main things that we spoke about is the 5 Ds. Every single lead needs to have one of these 5 Ds: death, divorce, distress, debt, and dementia. And we'll go over into all of that during the podcast. He also spoke about the 7 KPIs that every successful wholesaling operation needs to track in order to be successful. We also spoke about establishing great work culture, how he went from training a acquisition agent from being mediocre to being great and an excellent closer. And one other thing that we went over on this podcast is how he made over $200,000 on one single deal using a very, very creative strategy that involves working with title companies. At the end of the day, if you solve issues that's dealing with title, you can make a lot of money wholesaling real estate. I think everyone that listens to this podcast is going to get a lot of value, and I really can't wait for you to hear this episode. Thank you so much. And as always, give me feedback. I want to know how this podcast is doing. If you have anyone that you think that I should bring onto this podcast, please let me know. I'd love to have them on here. Thanks for watching.
Welcome to another episode of Pick Up the Phone podcast. I'm your host, Josue Llanas. I help people scale their businesses with people, software, and artificial intelligence. Today's guest is J.R. Reed, and J.R. Reed is an amazing friend of mine. We've been friends for a couple of years now, but J.R. Reed is on track to make $3 million in his wholesaling company this year. He's been in professional sales for 15 years, and I would say he's one of the most recognized faces in Houston in terms of TV commercials when homeowners are at home. Yeah. How do you feel about all that, bro?
I'm pretty excited about the $3 million thing, but I'm really excited that you feel like I'm the most recognizable when it comes to people thinking about selling their house in Houston.
Yeah. It's I can't count the times that I've been at a homeowner's house and I'm there, I'm busy, I'm negotiating, I'm in the zone, I know exactly what I'm telling them, and then they have their TV on, and all of a sudden, boom. Hey, my name's J.R. Reed. Sell to J.R. I'm like, oh my God, ma'am, please, where's the remote? I need to turn this off.
Don't sell your house to that guy. Whatever you do, don't do it to that guy.
Exactly. Yeah. Dude, well, thank you for being here, man. I really appreciate it.
Thanks for having me. I'm excited.
Yeah.
You're returning the favor because you were such an awesome guest on our podcast.
Yeah.
And so I'm going to give a shameless plug real quick if that's okay.
I love it.
The Real Estate Boys podcast, which I don't have the cool equipment like you've got here. Yeah. This is pretty amazing to set up here. So Thank you for having me on.
Thanks, man. Appreciate that. Appreciate that. So let's get started, bro. I think we have a lot to talk about. I think a lot of the people listening and watching this episode would love to know about what it takes to build a 3 million wholesaling operation. Why don't we dive right into that?
Well, I'm still trying to figure it out.
Okay.
We've very effectively hit 2 million and more than 2 million pretty much every year before.
Yeah.
Now we are on, God willing, we'll hit the 3 million this year. That's what our goal is.
Nice. I
Yeah.
love that, dude. What do you think? What do you think took you from 2 million to 3? What things did you do differently to be able to push past that barrier?
We're still pushing past it right now. To be honest, probably getting rid of a lot of slack within our company.
Mhm.
And what I mean by slack is we had built a team out.
Right.
And I think everybody in real estate, especially the wholesaling space, they go to these events and they hear people scaling their businesses and they see the buzzword scale. Build your team. Oh my God, this guy's team is doing this many contracts per month and closing this many deals. And so you think that building a team maybe equals success
Right.
in this business.
Right.
And I'm sorry to say, but that's not at all what gives you success in this business.
Right.
That success is gained in this business from doing deals and doing them efficiently, figuring out the most efficient ways to do deals and to be able to do the most profitable deals. And so if I had to point out to one thing of why we're doing better in 2025, other than market kind of doing different things than it was doing in 2024,
Yeah.
we are doing way more profitable deals in 2025 and providing way more value to our clients than we were doing in 2024. And we're able to get a lot bigger spreads on our deals this year because we're offering so much more to them, or we're figuring out what is more valuable to them rather than how much money can we put in their pocket.
Right.
Most of the time when you ask a seller what's the most important thing to them, the first thing they'll tell you is we're getting the most money. But once you peel past that, there's always something that's way more important to them. There's a reason why they're selling, and then there's the real reason under that reason of why they have to sell.
It's like peeling back the layers, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, peeling back the layers of an onion. Just got to peel back the motivation of the homeowner, right? And I think this is probably something that you've mastered at this point, I'd say. I mean, you've been doing sales, professional sales for the last 15 years. So, there's so many things I want to talk about. I want to talk about culture. I want to talk about sales, how you built your business and what it looks like today. But just because you mentioned this right now about sales, like what does it take to get to that layer when it comes to talking to homeowners? I know this is something that you're really passionate about also.
For sure.
So what does it take? What's the secret sauce there?
So first off, I don't think I've mastered sales. I'm still learning every day. I've been doing it for 15 years, but that doesn't mean that I don't still read sales books.
Yeah.
I don't still watch and try to pick up things from different salespeople.
Yeah.
So I think that wherever you're at in your sales journey, continue to learn.
Yeah, I agree.
Your question is, I'm sorry, one more time about the
what is the secret sauce?
sauce
to talking to homeowners?
Yep. Listening. That's it. Active listening. There's if you've ever heard of Sandler, the Sandler sales system, I did B2B sales, so business to business sales for 10 years before I ever got into wholesale.
Yeah.
And the one thing that I learned from business to business sales, like spin selling, was what I based everything on before I got into wholesaling.
Yeah.
And spin selling is a great, it's great. The methodology is great. I still use a lot of the methodology today. But then I learned Sandler. And in Sandler, it's all about using your client's word, asking deeper questions, asking how and what question, never using closed-ended questions. The old sales tactics was like, how do you tie down your buyer into buying something?
Right.
Ask them a bunch of yes questions in a row, so they're used to saying yes, and then when you go to close them, magically they'll say yes.
Yeah. It doesn't happen that way.
No. People wised up to that. Maybe that happened in 1960,
right?
But that's not happening today.
Not at all.
And so when you're talking to a seller, first off, you have to make sure it's the kind of seller that you want to work with. They have to have one of the D's, or one of the 4 D's. We call them 5 now. So you have death, divorce, distress, death, divorce, distress, debt,
That
almost forgot the fourth one.
yeah.
And then we added a fifth one, which is dementia. So if you're dealing with somebody with dementia, though, you need to bring somebody else in
Right.
from their family or a trusted person, because the last thing you want to do is write a contract with somebody with dementia, and then
that whole contract falls apart in court.
They're gonna it falls apart in court, or something bad happens. Hopefully you never end up in court, but something
Right.
bad happens. You need a trusted advisor, or if you're dealing with somebody really old, bring in a trusted advisor.
Right.
But you have to find somebody with one of those D's and a reason of why they want to sell. If somebody's selling because they just want to upgrade to get a bigger house, that's not going to work for a wholesale deal.
Right.
So first off, you have to make sure you're talking to the right person. They have a D. And then once they have a D, you figure out, hey, they have a D. That's an indicator that there's a real reason below that, the reason that they want to sell. So I always say it's an iceberg. That's the tip of the iceberg. One of the D's is the tip of the iceberg. So if you imagine yourself driving a boat, and as you're driving that boat around in let's call it Alaska, because there's lots of icebergs around Alaska.
Yeah.
You're driving your boat around Alaska. When you see the tip of an iceberg, you know underneath the water, that iceberg is way bigger than what's above the water.
Right.
And that's the same thing with one of the 4 Ds. When you hear somebody's got death, divorce, distress or debt or dementia going on in their life, and they're selling because of that, that's an indicator that, okay, we need to look under the water and see what else is going on underneath there.
Okay. So do you ever not even consider talking to someone if they don't have any of these 5 Ds?
We will talk to them.
Yeah.
But we're checking them very quickly. And what I mean by checking them is what's their timeline?
Right.
That's the only check.
Yeah.
Because you either have one of those 4 or 5 Ds, one of the 5 Ds.
Yeah.
And then you need timeline.
Right.
If you don't have one of those, then you just need timeline. So in our company, we have a formula for how we determine if it's a deal or not. And the way we determine it's a deal is 50% of the deal is made up of timeline. The other 35%, there's another 35% made up of one of the D's, motivation.
Right.
15% is condition of the property.
Right.
Because if you think about it, timeline drives everything.
Yep.
Your timeline is going to drive when they're going to sell to you. Your timeline is going to drive, how willing are they to come off their price of whatever they got in the mail from the appraisal district.
Yeah.
And so timeline drives it all. So to answer your question, for us to continue to talk to somebody, we have to either check off one of the D's, and then the very next thing that we're looking for, timeline.
Right. I love how you've broken it all down to a science where it's like very, you can just imagine it in your head, right? There's no questioning it. It's like a very defined formula. So there's no, if you're talking about training someone about it, if you're training someone and you're telling them all of this, I mean, everything just clicked with me immediately, right?
Yeah.
Like if someone's going to come work for you, I mean, if I was starting all over, I would love to come work for you, bro. Like, I think that'd be, honestly, dude, like.
We're taking applications.
Yeah. Come on. Parental Properties.
Parental Properties.
Apply at parentalproperties.com.
That's right. Actually, I think you go to, if you really do want to apply, I think you go to the Sell to JR website.
Yeah.
Or you look us up on Indeed, because we do all of our postings on Indeed. But I think the Sell to JR website has a place for like a careers page.
Nice.
If it doesn't, it will very soon.
Very good. Very good. But yeah, just to further comment on that, the fact that you're able to just break it down like a very complex, very abstract, things, which are communications. I mean, it's words, it's back and forth, it's emotions, and you're able to just break it down into like, this is what we're looking for, and if it doesn't have this, then just kick it off,
Literally.
Just focus on the right things. It's going to bring a lot of focus and attention to the right leads. It's going to make sure that your team is successful, and ultimately, the proof is in the pudding. You guys are on track to do 3 million this year, so I think that's incredible.
For sure.
In terms of the 5 Ds and the timeline and everything, where'd you learn all of this? Because this couldn't have just like came from like, oh, you woke up one day and I'm 50% timeline, 35% D's, and then 15% condition. This doesn't just come from the sky.
For sure.
What kind of resources have you Have you gone into what? Can you share a little bit about that?
For sure. So starting off, whenever I got into this business, Steve Trang,
Yeah.
who's a very well-known podcaster in our space,
Yep.
he also is a sales coach. And I ended up joining his sales coaching program very early on. I think I got started full-time into wholesaling in 2019, and I joined his program. I got September 2019 is when I went full-time wholesaling, and then I joined his program like January of 20,
January. Nice.
like right before COVID.
Yeah. Nice. So most of these things that you just mentioned are all from Steve Trang?
No, I wouldn't say most of them. The formulas and all that, we developed in-house.
Okay.
And when I say we, it was myself and then my not head of acquisitions, but my main acquisitions guy,
Yeah.
Luca. So him and myself, through trial and error of trying to train a litany of lead managers
Yeah.
and people to train up to become acquisition manager,
Mm-hmm.
we developed a process to be able to teach them that's easy to learn and really easy. Like our goal is 30 days of somebody coming into our office as a lead manager that we can give them a live lead and they can handle it.
Okay.
And so we had to develop a program and a methodology that people can pick it up very quickly.
Can you talk about this program of bringing on someone real quick?
Yeah.
I love this stuff.
Yeah.
When it comes to scaling a company, right? It's all about having the right systems, the right processes in place, and then you have the right people, right, in the right seats. But you need to give them the right information, right?
For sure.
Give them the right training, and then set them free, right? Monkey see, monkey do, that sort of thing. Have the right KPIs. Let's talk real quick about how it is that you actually bring someone on for, like, let's say a lead manager and acquisition agent.
Okay. So let me tell you where I was
Mhm.
and then I'll bring you to where we are today.
Okay, cool.
So when I started this,
Yeah.
unfortunately, I'm a natural salesperson.
Yeah.
And there's people who...
Why do you say unfortunately?
Because when you're a natural salesperson, it's really hard to teach you how to do so.
Yes.
Because you're just like, why can't you get it?
Yeah.
Like you just sell this person. What's wrong with you?
Dude, what's wrong with you, bro? Just negotiate hard.
Yeah, just negotiate hard. What do you mean? Just pick up more, make more dials. You'll figure it out.
Yeah, exactly.
And so because I'm a natural salesperson, it really took a lot of trial and error at the beginning, because at the beginning, and unfortunately, my first hire or my second hire as an acquisitions person was a natural salesperson too. So my first one, he wasn't very good. So we pushed him to dispo. I just thought he sucked at sales.
Yeah.
It really wasn't him sucking at sales. It was really me sucking at teaching.
At training, yeah.
Yep. So we put him in dispo and he did great because he's a networker and that was his thing.
Yeah.
The second guy I bring on, he's a natural salesperson. And he's, I would say, naturally better at sales than I was. But once I brought him around and I just took him with me for 4 months straight, and I had him listen to every call, and then I'd listen to his calls, and I'd take him on every appointment. And then after that, 3 or 4 months in, he can go close his own deal. And I was like, oh, this is easy.
Yeah.
And so
Done.
Done. Right. And I was like, I'm pro. And, at that point, we're starting to hit like 100K months. And so you kind of get this head on your shoulders of like, oh, yeah, this is easy. I'm a pro at this. I can train anybody.
Yeah.
And then you bring on the next guy and you do the exact same process, which there was no process. Just follow me around, listen to my calls, you'll get it.
Yeah.
And then you call and I'll listen to your call.
Right.
And failed. The next guy failed. Then I brought on another guy and the next guy failed. And I was,
Big shocker.
what's going on here?
Yeah.
And what I learned was, A, I suck at training. B, I had no process, because my process was show up and go run the perfect seller appointment. And I figured it out and I was naturally good at it.
Right.
And so I had to process this whole sales process. And then once I wrote the sales process out, then I had to come up with a process of how to teach people how to do it. And through iterations of going through that process of trying to teach people, I've burned through 6 lead managers in 4 years.
Right.
Maybe 8, probably 8 lead managers.
Right.
So I haven't come up with a perfect sauce yet.
Yeah.
My latest iteration's the best I've had.
Right.
Otherwise I'm just banging my head against the wall like an idiot.
Yeah.
Because I'm not doing the right thing. But the latest iteration is when somebody comes on now, we used to teach them like what wholesaling was, what a transaction is, what all this, how to do a wholesale transaction, what transactions does, what dispo does, all this other stuff. None of that matters. If you're going to be a lead manager, all you need to know is our script, how to talk the script through the script very well, and how to talk to sellers. That's all you need to know.
Yeah.
So we just do an intensive training
On just those 3 things.
on how to talk to sellers, how to identify what a deal looks like, and how to talk to sellers.
Yeah.
It's really just 2 things.
2 things, yeah.
And we brainwash them with our script.
Brainwash them.
Literally.
How so?
They have to write the script. This is going to sound really elementary and simple and stupid.
Yeah.
But when they come in, they have to write our script every single day.
Yeah.
5 times by hand.
5 times.
5 times by hand. And then we make them role play it.
Yeah.
And then, it's an intensive training for literally for the first 30 days where you're getting graded every single day on how you're doing your role plays.
Yeah.
You're getting graded on every single call that you do.
Yeah.
We do what's called start stop. So first I send you home with the script. You have to write the script out, 5 times before you come back the next day, and then we're going to role play it. And then the first 10 times that we role play, we do start stop, which means we'll start role playing. You'll be the salesperson. I'll be the seller. We'll go through the whole thing, and then every time you do something that I want to coach you on, we stop.
So you say stop.
And then I coach them on it.
Yeah.
And then we go replay it.
From the beginning.
From the point of where we just where they messed up, where I coached them on.
Right.
And then we'll do it until they get it right. And then we move on to the next part of the script. And so it's a very meticulous thing. And we just focus so much on that by that time, and they listen. The other thing is they have to listen to hours and hours of successful calls, of a library of successful calls that
they have to listen to it.
They have to. And then
how do you track that?
So we actually don't track it very well. We don't have a great track. We should be using Trainwheel or something like that.
Yeah.
But we're using Bamboo HR now is what we're starting to get fired up on. But I wasn't tracking it. They just listened to it through Google. But then we have my my assistant came up with this idea. She went through and used ChatGPT to listen to the calls, and then tells ChatGPT to come up with a quiz to make sure that the person listened to the call.
Yeah.
And they have to
brilliant.
Yeah, so they have to answer a certain they have to score a certain amount to be able to make sure that they listen to the call.
Yeah.
And so that was our way of tracking that. It's super manual.
Yeah.
But she's the one that set it all up.
Who did?
My assistant. Her name's Catherine. She's over in Nicaragua. She's a virtual assistant. She's amazing.
Yeah. Dude, that's amazing. Yeah. I think just the amount of effort that you've gone to systemize your entire business is pretty insane. I can just tell there's now a process for everything, from bringing someone on to training someone, and just the way that you're training on scripts. I think it's amazing. Now, what makes the difference between the training for a lead manager and now a training for an acquisition agent? What would be the difference there?
So I haven't had to train any new acquisition managers in a while. Unfortunately, the last one that we just had put in, we ended up letting go. So there's lessons in all that we're not going to do. But really for training to become an acquisitions manager, it's a lot more of a apprentice role. So the way I still do the apprentice role of, you're going to come with me on the appointment and you're going to watch me run the appointment, which I have to be on my A game of following the process. And then after the appointment, we spend 15 minutes every single time breaking down everything that happened in the appointment. And I think I haven't done this yet because I haven't done the apprentice program since, but now you have Plod, which is the AI that listens to everything being said, and it can break down depending on who said what.
Right.
And so I think what we're going to end up doing is we're going to end up going back through with doing the apprentice program and showing them, hey, this is where we messed up. This is what we should have said differently here, and kind of breaking down each one. But the rule of thumb is they should go on 50 appointments with you.
50.
50.
Yeah.
50 appointments with you.
Yeah.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
But if you're doing, 20 appointments a month.
Yeah.
50 appointments, it's only 2.5 months.
Yeah. You can get through it pretty quickly.
Yeah.
So before, did you have, are all your lead managers in-house?
So they are currently all in-house.
Yeah,
We're
yeah.
I like this. It's almost like a plug. So we're starting to use
Shameless plug.
shameless plug for Vancom. So
Yeah.
if you don't know, Josue runs a virtual assistant company. We're actually bringing on 2 lead managers, virtual lead managers from your company.
Yeah, you sure are. Now, is this your first time that you're going to be going for virtual lead managers, or?
So I've tried before in the past,
Yeah.
and I let one of my other lead managers try to run with training a virtual lead manager,
Mhm.
and it worked somewhat.
Mhm.
Like we would get, it didn't work well. It wasn't up to my standard. Like, yeah, they would pass us a deal like here and there, but it was like a deal every other month.
Mm.
And I was like, in my in-house in my in-house lead managers are passing anywhere from 5 to 12 deals a month.
It's a lot, yeah.
And so it wasn't even close.
No.
Now, we weren't giving the virtual person inbound leads.
Right.
They were getting, cold call leads.
Right.
But still they weren't performing well.
Right. Cool. Well, then I think this will be interesting for everyone that's listening here. Like, so I own Vancom, and I want to make sure that I'm successful in everything that I do, right, in terms of like providing value to clients. So now, knowing what you know with the lead managers and how you didn't have success, how can we prevent that from happening now?
That's a good
with these lead managers,
with the new ones that are coming on board.
Yeah.
Well, I think the first step is going to be to let them come and sit in on our training.
Yeah.
So we can teach them our processes, right?
Right.
And so we can teach them, what do we look for?
Right.
And so that way, when they understand like our whole percentage formula, it's 50% timeline, 35% motivation, 15% condition, all these things. And then we have a list of questions. This is my favorite part of like when we teach lead managers. We have this list of questions that every lead manager has to, before they bring a deal to one of the acquisitions people, they have to run it through this set of questions about the lead.
So a set of questions.
Yeah, they have
How many questions?
It's 4 questions.
Okay. What are they?
So I'll tell you the questions.
Yeah. Okay, I can't wait.
So question number 1, what is their D?
Okay.
So out of the 5 Ds, which one of their D is their D?
Right.
Question number 2, why are they selling to us rather than selling it on the market with a realtor? Because just because they have a D doesn't mean that they're not selling on the market with a realtor.
Right.
The majority of properties that are inherited, which is a death, get sold on the market.
Right.
Because they don't need to go through the process with selling it fast for cash.
Right.
So if they're selling it, they do have a D, what's their that's question number 2. What's the reason why they would want to work with us
versus selling it on the market?
Versus selling on the market. Question number 3. Do they have resources or knowledge to fix whatever reason that they're selling it to us rather than selling it on the market? Do they have resources to fix? So it's usually money or knowledge. Do they think they have the knowledge to fix whatever problem they have of why they need to sell to us rather than selling? And then number 4, do they want to use the resources? If they have the resources, do they want to use them?
Because a lot of times people don't.
A lot of times people don't.
They're just, hey man, I'm done.
Literally.
You do it.
We bought a house last year from somebody, from a guy who his wife inherited a property. This guy lived in Silicon Valley.
Mm-hmm.
He was worth, we found out, over $500 million.
Or 500 million.
Over 500 million. There's not very many people in this world that are worth more than 500 million.
No.
He's worth more than 500 million. His wife inherited a property in San Marcos.
Okay.
She first called us up and was like, hey, I kind of want to get this cash offer thing or whatever. And she was like, hey, just to let you know, we're in the process of fixing the problem. We're like, okay. Well, she's like, we've got the resources if we need to fix it. And we didn't know what that meant.
Mm-hmm.
We just thought she had money.
Yeah.
She calls us back like we follow back up with her. Sorry, we follow back up with her like a month later. She tells us, okay, guys, we're done fixing the property. We put $18,000 into the foundation, and all of my siblings are out of money. And so we just need to sell for cash. And we ended up going through this whole song and dance. And what we figured out through after we got contracted was who her husband was, and that he's worth more than $500 million.
Yeah.
But she still sold us the property
Yeah.
for 50 cents on the dollar because she didn't want to use the resources because she felt like it was putting her in a bad spot with her family, not from a money reason, but she made them feel uncomfortable because she was going to front all the money to fix the house. And she didn't like that situation. Like I fronted the money for the foundation and things got weird, and I don't want things to be weird.
Right.
So I just said, let's just.
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of people are weird, like if a lot of people don't know how to receive help.
Yeah.
Right. And they feel like I shouldn't be receiving this help. Maybe they feel like they're not worthy enough. Maybe they feel like it's not meant for them, or maybe they feel like, oh, now you think you're too good because you have the resources and I don't.
For sure.
And so yeah, I mean, in that scenario, maybe she just felt like, okay, let me just make everyone feel okay, and who cares about the resources that I have.
That's exactly it. So sorry, there's a long answer to how you could help me with our lead managers. It's let me get into their brains and tell them this is what we would like. But to be honest, the reason we're bringing them on was that we changed the way that we bucketize our leads within our CRM.
Okay.
We're still using the
bucketize.
What's
that mean?
Yep. So
for everyone that's watching that doesn't know CRMs.
So we still use so I'm part of CG, a Collective Genius, and I'm going to say a bad word on here in the Collective Genius world, which is we still use the caveman CRM called Podio.
You still use it?
We still use Podio.
Okay.
And you smile at me.
I don't use Podio anymore.
Nobody does, right? No. It's not the battle I want to fight right now.
Yeah, it's all good. To each their own, bro.
It's not my favorite either.
Yeah.
So the way that we had our CRM bucketized, like where we were putting our leads, we were losing leads.
Okay.
And what I mean by losing leads is we have 17,000 leads in our. It's really easy to lose one.
Easy.
Within 17,000.
Very easy, yeah.
So we had to go rebucketize everything. And so we break everything up into 8 different buckets now, depending on where they are in the cycle, in the sales cycle. And so we're having to go and reallocate all of our leads to those buckets.
Got it.
And so I need a virtual lead manager who can help me go through this pile of leads and bucketize them.
Got it.
So that's the main help, is teaching them where they go and what buckets they go in, and then executing on that.
Nice. So it'll be sort of like a very elementary kind of task that they have to do. Although
they have to talk to people though.
Yeah. I mean, besides the point of like actually figuring out like the 4 questions, right? But the main role is just to put them into the bucket, right? And then the secondary goal would be, okay, if we find the opportunity, ask them those 4 questions, and then or figure out those 4 questions to be able to pass that lead on to the acquisition agent.
Yep.
Got it.
That's going to be it.
Nice. Cool.
So they will naturally find people in that stack of 17,000.
Yeah. What are the 8 buckets? I'm curious.
Yeah. So the 8 buckets, and we had somebody come in from a bigger wholesale shop, much bigger wholesale shop that they're doing. I think they're doing like 8.5 million in.
Can you say who?
Yeah, it's Eric Brewer.
Eric Brewer. Okay, nice.
Eric Brewer's team.
Yeah. That guy's amazing.
Shout out to Joe in Benmont, Joe Cipollani in Benmont. I don't know, Benmont Locker.
Yeah.
So shout out to his team. They came in and they did like a 2-day intensive in our business this last month. And they basically were like, y'all are doing everything wrong. Not really. Not at all.
Yeah. Still making over $2 million a year.
Yeah. Still somehow, in spite of ourselves, we were making $2 million a year.
Yeah.
That's gross. It's not net. So I just want everybody to realize
Of course.
So they come in and they tell us, hey, you probably are losing out in just your CRM. You're probably missing somewhere in the ballpark of 30 to 36 closable deals a year.
How do you figure that out?
I don't know. They figured it out. They took our numbers and leads and
plugged them into spreadsheets and did all this nerdy shit.
Yeah, and then they're like, "You're idiots."
Yeah.
I was like, Thanks.
Yeah. That's why you're here, bro.
That's why I hired you
Yeah.
to come help me not be an idiot.
Yeah.
No, they didn't do it like that. They were like super nice about it, and they showed us a different path. And so they gave us these buckets, and the buckets they actually gave us two things that were really important. They gave us 7 KPIs to manage our business by. There's only 7 that you really need in a wholesaling business.
Okay.
And then they gave us buckets for our CRM to bucketize.
Okay, you're gonna
Power.
have to share the 7 KPIs now too.
Okay, here we go. Really fast.
Quickly.
Let's see if I can do it off the top of my head.
Yeah.
Gross leads,
Mm-hmm.
net leads,
Okay.
qualified leads,
Okay.
appointments set, appointments held,
Mhm.
closes.
Close leads.
No, I'm sorry. Closes. No, sorry. I'm sorry. Here we go. Gross leads, net leads, appointments set, appointments held, contracts, closes, funding. How much revenue did you bring in?
Right.
So appointments set. I'm sorry. Gross leads, net leads, appointments set, appointments held, contracts, closes, revenue.
Beautiful.
You can run your entire wholesaling business, probably most businesses.
Yeah. I'd
Off
say
of
so.
those.
Yeah, I'd say so. And I just want to pause real quick and kind of just mention like how valuable this information is. I feel like sometimes people are just running their business by the seat of their pants, and they're just going and they're going and without a care of actually tracking these metrics. But if you don't have a trackable business or a way to figure out what's working, then how can you replicate success?
Yeah.
Right. So, I mean, now you know the 7 exact numbers that you need to track to be successful. I mean, I hope everyone that's listening figures out how valuable this information is and, writes down notes and then starts tracking that also in their business.
For sure.
So what are the buckets now?
Yeah. So the buckets now for our CRM, when we're bucketizing our leads when they come in, is new. So net leads, right? So new leads, which are basically our net leads. New leads, contacting have not reached. So a lead that came in, we can't get a hold of them. The next thing is we've got hot opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, let me start. It comes in. If it's qualified and they're ready to sell now, it's an appointment set.
Yeah.
If they're not ready to sell now, they're qualified, but they're ready. They're going to sell later.
Okay.
It's all based on selling time frames.
Yeah.
So the next 4 buckets are based on the selling time frame. So the selling time frame would be hot opportunity. So we can set an appointment within the next 60 days.
Okay. Hottest 60 days.
Hottest 60 days. Set an appointment within the next 60 days.
Set an appointment. Got it.
Not sell in the next 60 days. Set an appointment in the next 60 days.
There's a difference. Yeah.
There's the difference. The next thing is warm opportunity. Warm is 2 months to 6 months, in between there. So you can set an appointment in the next 2 months to 6 months to get the deal. And then cool opportunity is 6 months to 12 months.
Got it.
And then we have a 4th one called back to marketing, which we don't think that we can get a deal within the next 12 months.
Throw it back into the.
So it goes into marketing. They thug it out with the robots.
Right. Cold calls, direct mail,
Yeah.
everything.
Yeah. So like text blasts, email marketing,
Robots.
RVMs. Yeah, the robots. They're going to thug it out with the robots.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Until
direct
they're ready,
mail.
until they're ready to talk to the real person again.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then the robots kick it back to us.
Nice. I love it. I think it's a very like a beautiful self-sustaining model that you have, and I think it goes to show what it takes to build a successful business. It's not something that's elementary at all, and it seems very well thought out, so I commend you for it.
Thanks.
There's a lot of work there.
Do you want the rest of the buckets?
Yes.
So this is all pre-appointment.
Okay.
So then you got post-appointment.
Okay.
Now I'm getting super technical for you.
So how many buckets have you mentioned so far?
I think there's 8 total, right? So
Okay.
it's new lead, contacting have not reached, appointment set, hot opportunity, warm opportunity, cold opportunity, back to marketing.
Back to market.
So we're at 7.
Okay.
So we're way more than 8.
Way more than 8.
Way more than 8.
Okay.
So
That's pre-appointment.
that's
set.
pre-appointment. So
Okay.
now we're going to the other side. It's
Post appointment.
Post appointment.
What happens next?
So we have under contract. That's the best way.
Right.
Best thing that happens. If we don't get under contract, we have what's called offer made. And that means that we're going to get the contract within, the acquisition agent thinks we're getting the contract within the next 72 hours.
Got it.
Because they got there and something happened that for some reason we couldn't close right then and there.
Right.
But we know that we're going to get the deal. And so we have offer made. Then we have offer follow-up, which means we're going to get it in the next 30 days. And then we have back to lead manager, which means we don't think we can get it in the next 30 days, but there's still a deal to be had there. It's not in the next 30. So it's back to the lead manager.
What happens after that? I mean, do you ever have like a dead deal or anything like that?
We do have dead deals.
Yeah.
Yeah, dead leads.
What happens after going back to lead manager? Is there any other buckets after that?
Yeah, so we have dead lead. We also have like referred to agent. So we have a couple agents that we refer people to retail transactions.
Nice.
And that's pretty much it.
Yeah. And then after that, of course, like this is all just acquisitions. You know,
this has nothing to do with transactions.
For everyone that's listening, this is literally just sales. So
just
this is just all about how to consistently find deals, negotiate them, and get them at the right price for your company.
If you want the back end of our company, like dispo and transactions and how that's run, and you think we have it processed out on the front end, you should get Andrew on here.
Yeah.
And Andrew will blow your mind.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, my gosh.
Well, I can't wait to get Andrew in here then.
That guy's I'm the fly by the seat of your pants guy.
Yeah.
And I came from Fortune 500, and his literal job, the Fortune 500 company, was building processes for the company. His literal job.
Oh, you lucked out, bro. Yeah, you lucked out getting that guy on board. Good job. That's probably your biggest close ever.
Probably the biggest close
that you've ever had, for sure. Dude, I know that you also do a really good with like JVs, and I've talked to you before, you know, and you mentioned like every person that has ever done a JV deal with you is so happy. They give you a deal that's messed up, and they're like, "Here you go, JR, figure it out," and you just get everything done. What makes you so successful with JVs?
I think it's what you asked me at the beginning, which is listening, active listening.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of JV people, they'll come and they'll get a deal, especially new wholesalers. They'll get a deal and they'll try to go dispo the deal, and they run into challenges. And when they run into that challenge, it'll be either like title or the seller's trying to get squirrely on them, and they need to sell like within the next week because their contract's about to run up, and so the seller's already getting hostile with them, like, hey, if you don't close on this date, like I'm going to the next guy. And so they feel like pressure. Yeah. And they feel that urgency, the timeline.
Yeah.
The timeline gets real for them.
Right.
And what I try to help all of them do, especially when they bring me the latter situation, which is the seller's getting hostile with them, I'll tell them, hey, let's call the seller. Introduce me to the seller. And so they'll introduce me to the seller as like their project manager or their head of transactions or whatever. And when they introduce me to the seller, my whole goal is to listen to the seller, bring them down from a 10 or an 8 or wherever they're at to a very manageable number like a 2.
Yeah.
And give them confidence that we're going to do whatever the wholesaler promised them. And once we do that, the wholesaler feels way better right from the beginning, because they're like, oh my gosh, I've been dreading having any kind of conversation with this seller.
Yeah.
I feel pressured because I don't feel like I can perform on the contract that I got.
Yeah.
And you just came in and calmed them down and gave them confidence again. And you're saying that we're going to get the deal. So it immediately gives the wholesaler confidence again in what they promised, brings their stress level down. And then it lines us up with the seller again. So, hey, if we have to push out a few days, are you okay with that? Yeah. Well, yeah, I'm okay with that as long as y'all close.
Yeah.
And so it's getting them to be workable with you again.
Right.
And so there's value in that to the wholesaler. And then the other value we bring is we have an amazing transaction team. Andrew heads up the transaction team with Mr. Fortune 500 process guy.
Right.
He heads up the transaction team, and his team performs at a level that, I mean, they handle all the bad stuff, like all the dirty title stuff, all the crazy error stuff, all the getting people to sign deeds and that sort of thing. That's their special.
Right. They get it all done.
They get it done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So in short, you basically provide a lot of confidence to the wholesaler,
Yeah.
brings you a deal. Now the wholesaler feels confident. They know that the deal's going to close. So I would even say like you're offering wholesalers what you're offering, homeowners. It's peace of mind and confidence that you're going to close.
For sure.
And I think that's invaluable a lot of the times, especially for like new wholesalers that maybe have not done a ton of deals. Dude, it is stressful sometimes, right? Like,
For sure.
and you have to perform, you have to get it done. There's title issues, there's timelines, and so for you to be able to do that, I mean, any wholesaler that's listening, how can they work with you, bro?
Yeah. So you could go to my acquisitions website, which is selltojr.com.
Mhm.
You can put in the information for the transaction there, the address there, and put your info in, or just call us up on the phone. And you tell them, hey, I'm a wholesaler. I've got a deal. I need help moving.
Yeah.
The acquisitions guy will actually probably pass you to me.
Yeah.
Because I'm the guy that deals with all the wholesalers.
Yeah.
And so you can get a direct line to me that way. The other thing is that we got to mention is whenever they get to pass the deal on to us, they get to go do what they do best, which is revenue generation, which is
Get another deal.
Go get another deal. Because a lot of these wholesalers get caught up in this roller coaster.
Right.
And it's like they'll get a deal, they'll get a couple deals, and then they go a few months without getting a closing. It's
Right.
because they worked for the past 2 months on clearing those deals out,
Right.
getting the deal sold, clearing Schedule C, getting all the bad stuff, like all the errors, chasing down people,
Yeah.
getting AOHs done. They're not generating revenue and generating new leads during that time. They're not talking to new sellers. They're working on BS admin.
Right. Yeah. Dude, I would say that even myself, I did wholesaling for a long time, and I did it well for a long time. But dude, it is
You still do
tough.
wholesaling, don't lie.
I still do wholesaling, mainly dispo also, but I'm nowhere near as the kind of processes that I'm sure you guys have.
It's
right?
the drug you can't ever quit.
It's a drug. It's a very addicting, very healthy, very profitable drug. Wholesaling.
You're a
is.
deal junkie.
Yeah, I am. I can't stop. Well, it also helps that I have like great people in Egypt that help me dispo these deals, right? So
For sure.
they handle the transaction, they handle the disposition side, and like for the most part, I'm able to get it done pretty efficiently, also with very little stress now.
For sure.
Yeah, for a long time, I did get burnt out, and so I would say that for anyone that's listening, don't get burnt out. Go to JR, have him dispo your deals, and
or Josue. Josue's a great
Josue too. Josue too. Yeah, Josue. Either one of us. We can help you dispo deals.
Yeah. She's got the dirty title stuff. That was the other you asked me earlier, what was the difference between going for 2 million or making 2 million in a year and getting your revenue up to 3 million in gross fees? The dirty title stuff. We had started a lot of dirty title stuff last year.
Yeah.
We had one deal we netted 200K on.
200K
on one deal.
Net.
It was just dirty title stuff. We had to do 2 lawsuits. Sorry. Yeah, 2 lawsuits.
Give me the numbers on that deal.
Yeah, so funny story. This lady, we cold called her.
Yeah.
So if you think that cold calling doesn't give you deals, we got a 200K deal from cold calling.
Cold calling, yeah. Shout out Vancom.
Shout out Vancom, literally. Cold called her. We talked to her. She came into my office because she eventually got to me after all my lead managers and stuff. I talked to her. She told me this horror story where she had gone to 2 different attorneys, had paid like $15,000 to each attorney. They couldn't clear the title on this. Came to me and she's like, I just got quoted from a 3rd attorney, $30,000 just to get the process started.
Jeez.
On clearing it. And I was like, okay, well, can I just take a look at it? And she's like, yeah, sure. And she brought me the title commitment because they had locked in a buyer for like $400,000. It was a lot in the height.
Okay.
At 11,000 square feet. Cleared.
Yeah, big one. Yeah.
Big lot, right?
Worth a lot.
Worth a lot of
What's
money.
ARV on it?
So we sold it for $535,000.
Let's ARV.
Yeah.
535.
535. And so she brought it to me and I was like, oh, I need to buy it from you for like 200. And she was like, what? I was like, well, you're going to spend $30,000. You've already spent $30,000. You're going to spend another $30,000 just to get the process started. And you haven't gotten anywhere yet. And if I'm going to take this on, like it's going to cost me $30,000 in fees because I got to go pay attorneys to do the same thing you're paying the attorney to do. But I know, because I've done this before, I know how to get it done. And meanwhile, technically I'd never done this before. I had no idea. I had a really good transaction coordinator at the time who had ran a title company for 15 years, and she's like, we can do it.
Yeah.
He's like totally giving me confidence. And I was like, yeah, we can get it done.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
Yeah, don't worry about it. And so I'm telling this lady, yeah, I'm the only guy in town that can get it done. And she's like, you are the only guy. So she goes home and prays. And then she sees me on TV.
Oh. What'd I say, bro? What'd I say earlier? The most recognized man on in Houston, probably.
She sees me on TV, and she calls me up the next day, and she goes, I was literally praying about whether or not I should work with you.
And then and then the commercial comes on.
And then it was like a sign from God.
Yeah.
Your TV commercial came on.
Oh my God. For anyone that says that marketing doesn't work, marketing definitely works.
So what I ended up doing was, she called me. She goes, I don't feel comfortable selling it to you for 200. And so I came up with it. I told her, let me think about it and I'll come back with the plan. I called her back and I said, hey, why don't we do this? Why don't we split it 50-50? Whatever we sell it for, when we clear it up, I get 50% of the profits and you get 50% of the profit. Well, she was the executor because she had inherited the property from her brother. So her brother had kids. She had to go run it by her kids. They came back and said 40-60 deal.
Done.
40-60. You got it.
Yeah.
And so
did you have to get another agreement drafted up with an attorney or something? I mean, because it's
for that.
Yeah, it's not a typical purchase agreement.
Yeah.
Then,
So
right?
ChatGPT. Yep.
Done.
So have her sign the ChatGPT agreement.
Yeah.
And that's how we got started on that deal. And we ended up doing 2 lawsuits. I had to call these people, these long lost people, relatives of hers, like third cousins, and get them to sign off on deeds.
Wow.
And they did it for free. There's the nicest people ever. They're out in like West Texas, farmers.
Yeah.
Super nice people.
Yeah.
I told them the situation, and they were very understanding. And they're like, yeah, sure. Just whatever you need us to sign, we'll take care of it.
Done.
Okay.
Yeah.
They literally hadn't talked.
So did you have to spend any money?
Years. Yeah, we had to spend some money.
On what?
Attorneys.
Attorney fees.
Yeah, because we had 2 lawsuits. We had to go sue, like basically people who are already dead.
Yeah.
And their heirs.
Like is it a suit to quiet title?
Suit to quiet title.
Yeah,
so we had 2 suits to quiet title.
And then that process takes what, like 6 months?
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
So it took us about a year to get it done.
Yeah. But you made $200,000.
Made $200,000.
That's amazing. So you split it 60-40 from 0 to 530 that you ended up selling it for?
Yeah, it's like 530, and then we sold it on the market, so we had to pay the realtor's cost and survey cost.
Yeah. But you made 40% of the total 530.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
Yeah, they actually had liens that they had to pay out when they came out of her portion.
Oh yeah. Because I mean.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, you got the deal done, right? I mean, had it not been for you, they wouldn't have had any money in their pockets at all.
She's one of my best referrals now too.
Really?
She's great. She
brings you a ton of leads now.
She doesn't bring me a ton of leads, but she's brought me a couple.
Yeah.
And she's like, anytime you need somebody to talk to, or have your clients talk to somebody, like a success story.
That's incredible.
You can have them call me.
That's incredible.
She's awesome.
Yeah. Oh, dude, that's a great story.
Yep.
I think that's even deserving of just like you putting out like a video on that entire process, maybe even with her, maybe just some like content ideas for you.
I should.
I think that'd be great.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think people would be hooked on that.
Everybody's driving through, like everything's driven through content.
Now it is. Yeah. Yeah.
I did a quick story if you want to know about content.
Tell me.
Yesterday I decided that I was going to capture a decent part of my day, just what I do in a day.
Yeah.
And so I did it in stories.
Mm-hmm.
And I had somebody message me today, and I'm literally, he just told me to send him the contract to buy a deal from him, a JV deal.
Really?
Just from posting in stories yesterday.
It's insane.
Yep.
Yeah.
I was like, dang, I should be posting every day.
Every day. Yeah. If you post every day, you're going to get a JV deal every day.
Every day.
Every day.
Probably not, but.
Probably not.
Yeah.
Well, dude, that's insane. That's a pretty great story. I love having you here. The last thing that I really want to talk to you about, it kind of triggered a little bit in me. That is the culture in your company.
Yeah.
Right. Can we talk real quickly? I know we got to wrap up here pretty soon, but
sure.
Let's talk real quickly about the culture in your company. How did you establish such great culture in your company? And like, what did you do to get it to that point?
Yeah. So iterations
Iterations
of
failing forward.
failing forward a lot.
Yeah.
You know, we had success really quick in 20. So I wouldn't say really quick, but second year running, you know, we started hitting 100K months.
Yeah.
And we thought we were badass.
Yeah.
And you think that you're on top of the world because you're making big checks, and let's go buy rental properties and start buying a bunch of rental properties. Anyways, long story short, lots of iterations and what we started hiring a team as was we needed help with doing more. But what we found out was in hiring a team, it's way more powerful making other people successful than making yourself successful.
Right.
And you get a way bigger emotional paycheck out of seeing other people have success and changing their lives, chasing their dreams, and using your company as a vehicle for getting what they want out of life.
Right.
And in turn, if you help those people get what they want out of life by providing them the vehicle to do it, then you get everything you want out of it. And so that's how we started. That was the mindset. It was, look, let's bring on other people so we can do more, but let's give them a vehicle for them to do whatever they want to do in their life and accomplish their goals. And so what we found was oh my gosh, it's so much more of an emotional paycheck to see them crush it in life, crush their dreams, you know, go from making 60K, working some crappy professional job out of college to making six figures.
Right.
And now they're buying rental properties to accomplishing their dreams through our company. And so the paycheck of helping them do that, and then them coming to you and saying, oh my God, I love how we have quarterly reviews of my goals and how you help me stay accountable on my goal. I love how we go through it as a group, how we have a vision board. We do vision boards every year.
Yeah.
And 3-year vision boards.
It's great.
And they're like, I love how you go through and do vision boards with me. And then you hold me accountable on my activities at work according to my vision for life.
Yeah.
And so that's the culture we built was we literally have built a culture of whatever you set yourself out to do that year. Our conversations and our one-on-ones are focused on that. So how do we accomplish that through work? So we just back into it.
Right.
So like my acquisitions guy, our acquisitions girl, one of the girls on our team, she wants to buy a duplex in House Hack in Houston. And so I said, well, how much money do you need to buy the duplex? We figured it out.
Right.
And then once we figured it out, we said, well, how many deals do you have to close to get that
Duplex?
Yeah. And she said, I don't know. Do the math.
So let's figure it out.
And so we figured it out and we back into it. And so now she knows we got it all the way down to how many conversations she has to have a day to go get her duplex within the next 12 months.
So now her daily work is now directly tied to the goal and the dreams in her heart
of getting a duplex. Yep.
Yeah. Beautiful.
And so that's the kind of culture that we've started in our company.
Yeah.
The other fun thing about what we do in our company is we give them the processes to do this stuff. And then as long as they follow the processes, we stay out of the way. I hate micromanaging. I'm the last guy that wants to, you'll just give me a phone and tell me, go sell.
Yeah.
I'm going to bring you sales. You don't have to tell me anything else. And so I want to be managed that way. And I feel like a lot of people want to be managed that way too.
Right.
They like, to have the path. They want more than just a phone book and a phone.
Right.
And so we give them way more of a path, but we let them manage themselves.
Right.
And then we just look at the numbers. We all know what the numbers are supposed to be.
Right.
As long as you hit the numbers, I'm never going to be like, oh, you're leaving early.
Right. You're good.
Yeah.
Yeah. You did all the work that you had to do. No problem.
Yeah.
Beautiful. I think that's pretty amazing, dude. I think you've got a great thing going. You've got great processes. You've got great team, great culture. And I think, you being on track for 3 million this year, I think I believe in you, and I believe you're going to do it.
Thanks,
and
man.
I think this is just the beginning. I think you'll, sooner rather than later, you'll be hitting 8 million a year, just like Eric Brewer,
Yeah. Hopefully.
So,
fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed.
He does it in a tiny little market in Pennsylvania.
In a tiny market?
Yeah.
How small is the market?
I think they have like less than, I think it's 300,000 people in the total.
300,000 people.
In the total market.
Oh my God.
They're doing 8 million.
Novations.
Novations.
No.
Their novation pitch is a little bit different than ours. They don't need a D.
They don't need a D?
They don't need a D.
Why?
That's not what they need.
Yeah.
They work with everybody.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. But I would also say because it's a smaller market, there's less competition, right?
Probably.
I mean, Houston is insane when it comes to competition. I mean, the barrier of entry for being a wholesaler is so low here. I mean, you can just go on any neighborhood and start knocking on doors, and all of a sudden, you're competing against a new wholesaler that maybe made him a much higher offer than you did, and
for sure,
that adds a lot of complexity to transactions here, and
it does.
It's so competitive here.
It's very competitive here, and so if you're out of you're not in Houston, and you're thinking about going and doing virtual Houston,
do it.
Just know, I mean, you can do it, but we're gonna wipe the floor. Just know, we are absolutely gonna wipe the floor.
Yeah, absolutely. Not only that, but this guy is literally gonna be on TV while you're negotiating with him. So just don't even try.
I'm just kidding. No, Houston's a great place. The one thing I'll leave everybody with, because I know we're getting to the end of it.
Yeah.
We do, on transaction wise, we're doing anywhere from like 8 to 12 consistent closings a month.
Nice.
And in Houston, there's somewhere around 3,000 off-market transactions every month.
That's just off-market.
Off-market.
Yeah.
And that's the greater Houston area, right? That's all the suburbs, like from Galveston to Conroe. Yeah, to all that good stuff. So I haven't wanted to go virtual because of that.
Right.
Like, why would I ever go virtual?
Such a huge market, man.
Yeah. And
plenty of deals here. 3,000 off-market deals a month.
Yeah. And I'm only doing 8 to 12 of them.
Yeah.
Right. And I'm one of the most recognizable people, supposedly, according to Josue, I think I am, in Houston. And
you
so,
are, dude. You are.
And so in wholesaling, I guess, or in buying, in cash buying, if you watch TV during the day. But there's just so much opportunity.
A ton of opportunity. So anyone that wants to come do business in Houston, come JV with JR.
Come hang out.
Come hang out. The last thing that just to for anyone that's watching out there, you are a client for Vancom.
Yes.
And I'd love for you to share your experiences with Vancom. You have cold callers with us. You're about to have some lead managers.
Yeah.
What has been your experience with working with me and my team?
Man, I actually really love your team.
Yeah?
Yeah.
They're great, huh?
Yeah, I like working with your team more than you, to be I'm just kidding.
Me too, bro. I stay out of my people's way too,
Yeah.
I do the same thing. I say, hey, this is what you got to do. This is what you have to say. This is how you drive results. These are the KPIs. These are the things that are going to make the clients happy. Go do it. And don't bother me.
Yeah. So, yeah, we've, you've been doing all of our cold calling for the past, I think, going on 2 years now.
2 years, yeah.
Past 2 years, we have closed, I can't tell you how many deals from the leads that y'all brought in. I've lost track. I can go back and look, but
yeah, but not specifically this time right now.
Yeah, we're not, but it's a lot.
Yeah.
Like, hundreds of thousands of dollars in transactions.
Yeah.
And the quality of leads that you guys give us are great. In fact, they've gotten better.
Yeah.
Within the last couple months.
Right.
We're doing less leads.
Yeah.
But it's higher quality.
Right.
And so I appreciate that you all are always improving your processes, and the feedback. Anytime I have any kind of feedback for your team, it's like immediate.
Right.
Like, it's not like, okay, yeah, thanks for giving us feedback. We'll see what we can do. No, it's like literally
that same day.
That day
we implement whatever it is.
For sure.
Yeah, yeah. And we love the feedback, dude. Like, I talk to clients all the time, and I call them all the time, and I'm like, hey man, like, what can I do better? Like, I'm not comfortable, we need to do better. So what is it that we need to improve? Do we need to have a better script? Do we need to have like better processes here? What is it that we need to do better so you can make more money in your company?
Yeah.
At the end of the day, when clients make all this money that you just spoke about, obviously they're going to keep on getting new cold callers, or maybe like different services, like you mentioned, like lead managers. So my goal always is making sure that we improve, we get it better, so that the client makes more money, and in turn we make money, and we make money together.
Yeah.
That's what makes it fun.
literally what makes it fun.
Yeah.
Yep.
I love it.
Yeah, y'all do a great job. So I appreciate you. I appreciate you having me on here, and I appreciate you guys being willing to deal with our messed up company.
It's not messed up at all, dude. Especially with a Fortune 500 partner. It's not messed up at all. Well, thank you so much for being here, man. I loved it. I enjoyed every minute of it.
No,
And
it was an honor, man. I really enjoyed it.
There's so many things that I feel like I wish we would have talked about. So I'm going to have you on this podcast again
Let's
pretty
do
soon
it,
in the
man.
future. Yeah. Thanks a lot for everything, bro.
Thank you.